Hi there, here we are again. This is day 12 of the shutdown. I've just packed the kiln, well, I packed a bit earlier, a few hours ago. I've just gone through the rough editing and edited it down as much as I could. There's about, with this piece, there's about 23 edits in this, because it's quite a long process to film, and I want you to see every aspect of it that's important. So here we go. Let's have a look what we do. Hi, I'm just packing the kiln now. The first layer's in. That's a friend of mine's, Penny Withers, has some cone 9 glazes that she wants fired in reduction. So my bottom shelf is cone 9, the top shelf is cone 11. I'll just show you the cones now and try and explain what happens with it, and show you the first shelf of pots. Okay, the bottom shelf's already in and packed now. Down here I've just left a gap here where I'm going to put the cones go in there, the front, and inside the door here, I'll show you in a moment, there's a corresponding opening where we take a brick out and I can see those cones. Here are the cones that I use. These cones bend at certain temperatures. This is cone 9, that's cone 10, 9, 10, and you've got 9, 10, and that's 11. This is the top set of cones. That's the guard cone. So when cone 10 goes over, even if you overfire it, unless you put a guard cone in to tell you what's happening, it could go to cone 11 or cone 12. You don't know, that'll still just be melted. So you put a guard cone in. That, when I turn the kiln off, that is dead straight up, but the heat work and the next 12 hours of cooling down, that tends to bend a little bit as well. So that's the top set of cones. That's the middle one where they've gone over, cone 10's bending, and that's the bottom one on the bottom shelf. That's cone 10 there, cone 9. Okay, so that's the first shelf in. That's how the cones work. I've got to put a set of cones in the bottom there now, and then the next shelf will go in, and then we'll just start packing up, and I'll show you the little bits of packing that are of interest as we go along. Okay, these are the cone packs before they go in. There's the blue is 11, pink is 10, and the white is 9. The difference is food colouring, I think, just so you don't get them mixed up. It's actually got the numbers printed on them here. Set in a little bit of clay, and they'll go on the shelves. Right, the cones are in the bottom shelf now, so I'm just going to put this first shelf in. Trying to put the corresponding lids next to each pot. There's a gap, if you can see it. There's a gap underneath each of these pots here, so the lids will go in next to them there. Another pot here, and just try and use as much of the available space as possible. Okay, that's the second shelf filled. I've just got a piece of wood here, and I lay it across the top of the two props just to make sure that this gap here is big enough, so when I put the shelf in, it's not touching that pot there. I know that way is easy enough to gauge. Do it on its edge because it sags a little bit, but so that's fine. Okay, next shelf in. Please don't get any lighter. Also, if you notice, I'm leaving a gap at the back here. If I put that shelf right to the back, it would slow down the path of the flame again, and you get cold spots and you get oxidation spots. So it's best, the flame has to travel all the way around the stack if possible. So I'll leave a gap at the back. Okay, next part. What I've done here is I wanted to get this big pot in the top, so I've put a half shelf on here. I know really you shouldn't stack above an empty space, but it's only a little shelf, it's only the one pot. I've fired it before and it's fine, so I shall just find pots that fit inside here now, and then I'll pack bigger at the front, and I'll get 2 shelves in here, another half shelf here for pots at the front, and yeah, it's all going pretty well. Okay, you can see here, because we've got an overhang with the moon jars here, there's a gap in between. I can just fit the lids of these moon jars in there and there, so we don't waste any space. Okay, here's an interesting packing idea. This is a moon jar packed, put on its side on shells on some wadding. It's got a shell on the top of it, and then I've sieved wood ash on the top, so the wood ash will run sideways down this pot and give it a bit more of a lively effect. If you put a piece of a pot normal way up, it runs down, whereas with this it should run to the lip and trickle around the lip. It's pine wood ash, so it should go really nice and watery green, fingers crossed. Okay, that's more or less it. All done. Top cones are in there, middle cones are here. Right, I'm just going to semi-mortar these bricks in. I do it as I go, seal the cracks between all the bricks. Because if you brick it up and then try and press it in, you can push the door in. So I do it as I go, steady as you go, and just carry on. Need to bridge this gap here, so put a half brick in or a quarter brick and bridge the gap so that pulls out nicely. This is an interesting stage here. I've bricked it up to this height, and you can see here there's a hole in the brick. It goes right through, and that's for the thermocouple to go in. That goes in, you push it through, make sure it's not touching anything inside. I've done that before, pushed it in and it's touched the pot and fixed itself to a pot. This is what measures the temperature in the kiln. Okay, the last spy hole brick's going in now. I can see the cones okay. That's where that will go in. And then it's just a question of bricking it up to the top. Okay, that's the wicket all put in. And sealed up. Just one last check so I can see all the cones. Yep. And then it's just a question of putting the thermocouple in. I'm just going to show you the burner setup now, and I get it all sorted during the daytime today, ready to go, because I light at 3 in the morning and it's dark obviously, so you don't want to be messing around with dampers and whatever. So I'll just show you the burner setup and how they're all set up, and then the damper, and then it's ready for tomorrow. Okay, these are the burners. We just unblock the air holes into the kiln. That's the burner port. Flame comes out there. Just make sure that the gas is open and the valve is closed, and the primary air is open. That's on that one. Same on the other side, it's all opened up, and then the only thing left to do now is to open the damper. The damper's got markings on as to where I need to close it in. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Damper's open, and it's just a question of coming in down in the morning, turn the gas on, light the burners, and off we go. Okay, that's it. That's done. I hope it was informative. Seems that this video diary is being spread far and wide now. I've just had the CPA newsletter come through on the computer on Friday, and we've been mentioned in dispatches. So yeah, more people are getting to see what we're doing here. The more the better. So again, any questions, put it in the comments down below, and I'll see if I can't answer them. Early to bed now, and then up early to fire the kiln. See you tomorrow.